Hey guys, welcome back. And if you are new here, hi, welcome. My name is Melissa. Today I'm doing a full day of eating vegan keto. And if you have not seen my vegan keto journey from it's over a year now actually, I'll leave the playlist linked right above here for you guys. But we're going to start today with a DALGONA coffee. I know these are all over the internet. So what I'm going to use is this Lakanto monk fruit sweetener and this Nescafe instant coffee. Use whatever you can find. This was the cheapest, and it's kind of hard to find things nowadays. But I made a double batch. This was for my daughter and I. So I did about 4 tablespoons of the instant coffee, and I just put that in a bowl. And then what I did was I added the Lakanto, just the basic sweetener. You can use whatever sweetener that you like. I did 2 tablespoons of that. And then just for a little extra flavor, I added a little bit of this, the Jordan Skinny Syrup, the salted caramel, just to give it a little extra flavor. I did like a tablespoon of that as well. And then I added some hot water, a couple tablespoons of some hot water to it. You can, adjust it if it doesn't seem like it's getting creamy enough, and just whip it up. It only took a few minutes. You can even do it by hand. I have a nice mixer that I got on Amazon. I just absolutely love it. And you can see it made a thick, creamy mixture. Oh my gosh, it was so good. So basically then what I did was I filled a mason jar with some ice, and then I used some coconut milk just for some extra fat, because when you're on keto, you want to have those extra fats in your diet. And then I added some of the silk cashew milk as well. And then I just topped it with that DALGONA coffee cream, whatever you want to call it, right on top. And this is what it looked like. It was so good. Like I said, I made one for myself, one for my daughter. It was our first time trying it because I know this is all the rage. And then I felt like eating a little something today as well. So I don't always eat something every morning, but I was kind of wishing for some toast. So I used a slice of this bee-free. This is gluten-free bread. I do try to be as gluten-free as possible. And obviously when you're doing keto, you don't eat any white flour and stuff anyway. So the macros on this are not too bad. It's a little bit higher carb, but as you can see, as we progress during the day, my carbs will be a little bit lower. So it's like 6 net carbs. Then I'm also going to use some of this Earth Balance butter. I just made 1 slice because, like I said, it is 6 net carbs per slice, but this will be plenty to hold me off, and especially this DALGONA coffee. It is very rich. It is a very thick, rich, creamy drink, and also because I put the coconut milk in there as well. What I did was I gave it a little bit kind of stir, just to kind of like push some of the cream down there in the milk, and I really enjoyed this. Let me know down below, guys. Have you tried this yet? Have you made different? I know I've seen all different kinds of versions of this. Like some people have done it with the matcha tea, which I would love to try that. I love green tea, green tea and matcha tea. I love it so much. I've even seen some people do like a pink one. I don't know exactly what it is in it, but I've seen several different versions. So let me know down below. So this is how I'm going to start the day, and we're going to go get a workout in a little bit, and then we will be back and I will show you what I will be eating after my workout. All right, guys, so we are back and my workout is all done. And I know I've mentioned it in many of my other videos, but since we are in this like quarantine lockdown, I guess you can call it, I've been doing a lot of walking and incorporated a lot of running as well, and I'm absolutely loving it. So when I am done, I usually like to have something very protein dense, like a bar or a smoothie. And today I'm going to have one of these no-cal bars. They have so many different flavors. I highly recommend them. I usually get them on Amazon, but you can sometimes find them at Walmart as well. But Walmart doesn't usually have as many flavors. So here are the macros for this particular one. This is the chocolate chip cookie dough. And this one is, you can see total carbs 26, and then you subtract the fiber as well as the sugar, alcohol. So that drops these down to only like 3 net carbs. Usually these no-cal bars are like 3 to 4 net carbs, which is really great. Here's the ingredients, they're not too bad at all. So I'm going to have one of these, and then I'm also going to treat myself and have one of these sparkling iced caffeine drinks to kind of get me through the rest of the evening. I love these. I know I was just watching Nicole Burgess, and she did a whole video on these and how much she loves them as well, and if they spike her blood sugar, but everybody's different, and I don't test my blood or anything, but I do enjoy these once in a while. Here's the ingredients. There is sucralose in there, which is, kind of an iffy ingredient, but I don't really find that it affects me too much. But I do enjoy these. I find they're very refreshing, especially as the weather is hopefully starting to warm up a little bit. But they're really good. And the black raspberry is my absolute favorite. They also have a blue raspberry and like a citrus flavor, which but which I'm not really a fan of, but I absolutely love this black raspberry. And this is what's going to get me through, for the rest of the evening, just, with all the family things and, everything going on. And then we will be back in a little bit and I will show you what is for dinner tonight. All right, so we are back for dinner, and for dinner tonight, we're going to be making some broccoli with some tofu. So I had some broccoli that I had just steamed, and I kept it in the freezer, and then portioned it out. So I just took it out, defrosted it a little bit. I threw it into a frying pan, a little bit of some minced garlic as well. I added some avocado oil because you got to have those healthy oils. So while that is cooking, I'm gonna use this tofu. This is the extra firm tofu from House Foods. Wherever you can find your tofu nowadays, because it seems like everybody is eating tofu and it's kind of hard to find. Anyways, I love the macros on this. It is very, low calorie, moderate protein, and it is 0 net carbs. Because remember in the morning I told you that as the day progressed, our carbs were going to kind of, decrease a little bit for our meals. So that's why I kind of started with a little bit heavier carb. What I usually do is I will cube it up. I usually wrap it in some paper towel and then also a dish towel and just let it sit and kind of absorb most of the water. And then what I did was in a bowl, I just added a quarter of a cup of some almond flour and some nutritional yeast and just some salt and pepper. And then I added, just for a little extra kick, some of this Cajun style seasoning. I think I got this at a Dollar Tree for quite a while ago. And I just whisk that up. Use whatever you have. If you have a nut allergy, you can use something different if you prefer, or, just use the nutritional yeast. So as you can see, it absorbed some of the water from the tofu, and then I just tossed the tofu in my little breadcrumb mixture, I guess you could say. And then by that time, my broccoli was all done, so I plated that up, and then I used the very same pan, the same pan for the tofu. I try to do that when I'm cooking, just try to use the same pan for different things. And I'm going to use some more of that avocado oil, and I also did put a little bit, as you can see, a little bit of some coconut oil in the pan as well. So I'm going to let that kind of heat up a little bit and then toss the tofu in there and just basically let it get nice and crispy. I love my tofu really, really crispy. You can even put this in the air fryer. I do have another what I eat in a day video coming up soon where I did it in the air fryer, so make sure you are subscribed so you guys can see that video. But because I already had the frying pan out, I figured I would do it in the frying pan, and I will just kind of flip them as they are cooking. And like I said, let them cook as long as you want, because like I said, I really love them really, really crispy. And usually it'll take about 20 minutes or so. And here's what you can see what it looks like when it is all done. And basically what I did was, I'm going to portion this out. I'm going to probably have about half of this. And then I also did put on top of the broccoli, I had some leftover fennel, which I absolutely love. If you've never had fennel before, I highly recommend it. What I do is I just slice it up and roast it in the oven. It gets kind of sweet. So then what I did was, like I said, I put half of the tofu in my dinner plate, and then I put the other half in a bowl for another night. I'm usually good that I can eat about half of a package of tofu, and it is very low calorie. If you're counting calories, it is a very low calorie food. So that's basically my dinner for tonight. Very low net carbs. I'm going to put all the carbs as you see will be right here on the screen for you guys. And then later we're going to have a special treat for after dinner. All right, so tonight we are having a sweet treat for after dinner. I don't usually do this very often, but I've been wanting to try these SWERVE Sweets cake mixes. I usually get them on Amazon. I got them on Amazon. It was you could get the vanilla and the chocolate one together. We're going to do the vanilla one today, and I'm going to veganize it basically, because on the back it does say to use eggs and things like that. But what I'm going to do is veganize it, and I'm going to make a flax egg, which is basically you mix for each egg 1 tablespoon of flax meal with 3 tablespoons of water. So mix that up, set it aside. Then I just basically put the cake mix in the bowl. I added a combination of coconut oil and some vegan butter. And then I added some extracts as well, just to give it a little bit extra flavor. And I just mixed that up as well. I did about a tablespoon of each of the extracts, but you don't have to do that. You could even, do whatever kind of flavor you want, or just omit it. But I just wanted to give it a little extra flavor, mix that up. And you can see it's a very thick batter because keto baked, baked goods are usually, the batters are usually a lot thicker. And then I have these donut pans. So I thought for fun, we would make them into donuts. So I just greased them a little bit with some coconut oil. And then what I did was I just scooped them into the pans, and you have to pat it down because, like I said, when you make keto baked goods, whether they are from a box or from scratch, it is a very thick batter. It's not like a traditional, cake mix batter where it's thin. You can kind of pour it in. So scoop it out, pat it into, whatever you're putting it in, whether it's a cake, cake pan or cupcakes. And then you can just put them in the oven and cook them up. And here's what you can see of what they look like when they were all done. And usually, I highly recommend, if you're not familiar with keto baking, let these either sit in the pan or put them on a baker's rack and let them cool. They have to be cooled completely because they will kind of change texture a little bit as they cool off. So as you can see, here is what they look like when they were, cooling off, and they, I think they looked great. So I actually made these the day before, and so that way they would be all ready. Because see, I did taste a little bit because I was curious to see how they would taste. And then what I did was, when I'm ready to serve them, I just dusted them in some confectioner's sugar. So we're going to show you that. But before I show you the completed donut, I'm going to make myself some tea. So for my tea today, we're going to do this Ticino. I don't know if I'm saying this right. I never say it right. But I actually got this in one of my Sips by boxes recently. I think it was like the Valentine. Actually, it might have been the Valentine's one. So not quite recently, but it was one of the Valentine's boxes, and I love it so good. It is a chocolate raspberry flavor. It's caffeine free, so it is perfect for nighttime, as a little sweet treat. And if you are interested, I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but they do send me the boxes for free, Sips by. But I do have a link down below where you can get $5 off of your very first box. It's so fun. I love getting them every month, and I do have some really exciting ones coming up for you guys soon to share with you. So anyway, so I made my tea. And what it said on the back of this tea was, as soon as the water was hot, just to kind of plunge the tea bag in there a couple times and then just let it sit. It has to brew for 5 or 10 minutes, this type of tea. So I let that brew up, and then we were ready to have our donut and tea for our dessert. Like I said, this is not something I do very, very often. But I was so excited to try this out tonight. So what I did, like I said, was I just took a little bit of some confectioner sugar, and just sprinkled it on top. You can even put them in our brown paper bag and just shake them around in the bag a little bit. I know that's kind of how they traditionally do it. And then I actually also added some coconut milk to my tea as well. I know it looks a little clumpy because it was in the fridge, and it is what it is. Sometimes it still tasted good. I could have used my little blender and mixed it up, but you know what? At this point of the night, I just wanted to have my little treat and sit down and relax. So that was pretty much how I ended my day. Let me know if you have tried these Swerve cake mixes and what your thoughts are. I will be making a keto birthday cake for my birthday is coming up next week. So I'm going to be doing a chocolate peanut butter cake. I'm very, very excited. Gives me something to look forward to while we are all stuck in the house. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this full day of eating vegan keto. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe before you leave. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Lets me know that you are enjoying the videos. I hope everybody's staying safe and healthy. And until next time, I will see you soon. Bye, guys.